Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. The camera's already zooming in, and you know that means I pull a clarifier card. So it's zoomed in 3 times while I was waiting to hit the button. So I feel like it really wants a clarifier card, so we'll go ahead and grab that. All right. So today we are doing a general pick-a-pile reading about your love interest, secret thoughts about you. So this is, do they have a fantasy? Are you the fantasy? Secrets 1, 2, and 3. Readings are timeless. Timestamps are in the pinned comments. Decks are in the description box. There's also links to my link tree, so you can find me all over the internet, as well as on Etsy, where you can purchase this reading individually for you only for $7.77, and there's only one of those available. On my channel, if the camera zooms in on a pile, just like this one, we pull a clarifier card. And then we also, at the end of the video, have what's in the box, which is for your intuition to find out what is in the box. And intuition is really important on my channel. You have to make sure that the things are yours. Don't just find information and then be like, oh no, that's not right. It's might not be your information because this is general. So we have 3 piles. We have the little knife, we have the blue gem, and the gold cube. So we're going to go ahead and get started with people who chose the knife. I also pulled quite a few oracle cards, so we're going to put those aside for a second and do those at the end. So we have, do they have a fantasy? Are you the fantasy? Then we have Secret 1, Secret 2, and Secret 3. And these are sexual secrets. All right, so do they have a fantasy? No, anger. Past experiences have clouded the issue. So it sounds like these people have something going on. Your love interest. I feel like some of you are in the relationship with this person, and there may be some things that have happened in the past that there has not been forgiveness on your part or their part. It would be specific to your situation. Are you their fantasy? Maybe. Plan. Go deep within. This is bigger than you are hoping it will be. Search your soul. What do you really want? So when maybe cards come up, 9 times out of 10, it means the person who's asking the questions has not, in a laws of attraction sense or vibrationally, vibrated an answer. So they really can't decide if you are the fantasy because they really don't have any fantasies at this point. So forgiveness is really important if you want this person to start fantasizing about you. So their first secret is the Nine of Cups. Now that's really interesting because the Nine of Cups is about wishes coming true. And even the pictures, they're just sitting together, they're very intimate. I feel that the two of you, because you are in relationships and things are a little bit rocky, I feel like you may have done some changes in your life. Maybe you started a new job, maybe you've moved, and they really miss the connection with you. Secret number 2 is showing up as the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords upright is a really, she's truth-telling, self-sufficient. You know, this person sees you as really self-sufficient, and that may be why they don't really feel that they have a connection. Like you at this point and up until this point have been really focused on the things that are happening in your life, and they're resentful because they haven't got to spend time with you. And they miss that truth telling from you. And it's interesting because you might even miss them too, because like this person's a picture, they're not really there. So there's some things going on in this relationship. Secret 3 is showing as the Hanged Man. Now the interesting thing about the Hanged Man, it's like going into the relationship and finding what the other person is feeling and doing that on purpose. Like, so they really want you to see their perspective, and unfortunately you've been caught up in some other things and you haven't seen their perspective. So that's really what they're looking for from you. So let's go ahead and we will do the oracle cards. So we have a Moonology card, the universe has your back, and then an overall energy. So you'll know if this energy is yours or theirs. So the energy card pulls up as contract. So for some of you, this relationship might be a soul contract. It could be a soulmate. It could be a person who is a karmic person that you're just supposed to learn from them. They're not really a forever in your relationship person. But for actually almost everyone in here, this is a solely a justice, a feeling of karma being balanced. Definitely a situation for Ho'oponopono Ono where things need to be karmically balanced in this relationship, which is maybe where some of the anger is coming in. It could be anger even from past lives. So the universe have your back card says, the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. And I think it's interesting too, because in the contract one, she's blindfolded. So realigning with love and getting into a place of love with this person, because I feel like, yes, they have some resentments against you and they're angry about some things, but you're angry too. I feel like some of you are angry that you had to take on the responsibility that you did. Maybe they don't have a job, or they just don't clean up after themselves. Something is making you feel angry with them as well. So then the Moonology card says it's time to release negativity, which, really goes back to the anger part. So finding forgiveness is really going to be the only thing that allows this person and yourself to have the Nine of Cups and have that fantasy relationship. So it's definitely time for you to get into the Hangman position and see their point too. All right. Well, I would love to hear what's going on. And if that wasn't specific for you, you can try one of the other piles or go to Etsy and get a personalized reading on the same topic. And don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. And don't forget to go to the end so that you can check out what is in the box. All right. Okay, let's go ahead. This is for the people who chose the blue gem. I'm going to put the oracle cards and the bonus card over here. We're going to have, do they have a fantasy? Are you their fantasy? Secret 1, Secret 2, and Secret 3. Oh, we already have some zooming, so we already have some clarity cards on that. Ooh, boy, they want to tell you a story. I just popped right out. Okay. Do they have a fantasy? No, not possible. It's out of your hands. The universe says this goes against your life's purposes and goals, and it shows up as the Six of Pentacles. Now, the Six of Pentacles is about, like, you sometimes, especially in a love reading, it's about like unrequited love. It's like this guy is just kind of in the doorway. He's not really showing up. And she's tracing her foot on this love. She's been there for a while. She's naked. She's ready. But this person is not showing up. And it could be that they're not showing up because things haven't been balanced between the two of you. Something is off balance. So then, are you the fantasy? Says yes. So you are a fantasy that they have, but currently they're not in the energy of having a fantasy. So it says rest. This yes could take some time to arrive because they're dealing with this situation. It is advised that you take some time to rest and relax. Spend some time focusing on you. They are not in the place where they're even really thinking about fantasies and sexuality. It's kind of one-sided right now, but it has absolutely nothing to do with you. It has to do with whatever personal situation they are going through. So the more calm you can remain via meditation or masturbation or whatever thing you need to do, you need to focus on yourself and getting things done for yourself. Well, focus on your job, focus on anything that you find that makes you happy, because right now they are doing this situation. Secret number 1 is pulling up as the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about making a choice. It's about planning. But, she's playing footsie with him. They have that wand in between them. They're eating together. They have a fantasy of being a part of your life. Food, it's really interesting because there's a basket of apples here. And over here they have basket of bread and another apple. Like, this person really enjoys eating with you. They're a part of your life. You guys are having a really good time together, but right now you're not having a sexual relationship, and it's because of whatever they're dealing with. So then, oh, let's pull a clarity card on that before we turn it over. Okay, so secret number 2 is judgment. So judgment is about final decisions and a wake-up call. This person is going through something that is bringing them to a wake-up call, and they haven't quite gotten there yet, but they really have been thinking about you a lot, and they really do see you as somebody that they fantasize about. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull a clarity card because that went on that yes. Because I think some of you are a little confused how they cannot be having fantasies, but then you are the fantasy. And it's really because some of them are in karmic situations. They're in relationships with other people. And maybe even like a polyamorous situation where it's okay that you are part of it. And they don't really, but something's going on over here. So the clarity card, yeah, see, look at him. That pulled up as the Knight of Cups. He's the Prince Charming. There's love, there's a proposal, but he's kind of frustrated right now. He's got other things that he's trying to figure out, and maybe even some of you are in another relationship. But this yes for this fantasy life with the two of you is going to take a little bit. So then the clarity for secret 2 is pulling up as the Empress. You guys have a lot of these are both major arcana. So the Empress is the one who has all of the queens. She's embodying all of the queens. She's got all of her things together. She knows what she's doing. She brings forth the things that she wants to bring forth. Like, you are helping this person find the clarity that they need in life. So let's pull up. They got a lot they want to tell you. Okay. And then secret number 3 is pulling up as the Nine of Swords. So they have some nightmares. They have maybe trouble sleeping. This situation's really bothering them. It's keeping them up at night. But they really have fantasies and thoughts about, you know, holding you, maybe biting you, being around you, touching you. He's squeezing her. And then the clarity for that one is pulling up as the Chariot. So, you know, the Chariot is about action and things changing and moving. So this person is really in a transition period right now. But it's really interesting because these clarifying cards are major arcana, and major arcana is like, you know, the snowball has gone down and it's getting bigger and there's no stopping it and it's going to happen. So there are really good things for this relationship, and I think overall the biggest thing is just rest. That's the most resounding message as far as these cards go. Let's go ahead and do the oracle cards and the clarifier that pulled up. So then the Moonology card says conclusions are within reach, which kind of goes back to that. But, you know, I think it's really interesting because they're within reach. It doesn't say conclusions are guaranteed. It says that conclusions are within reach. That means that you have the power to grab and take what you want. So if you see this as a relationship that you really want, then I would definitely suggest getting into a place where you meditate and you are receptive and you are open to receiving it. Get into the vibration of it being something that matches with your life. So the universe has your back card says, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. So in this situation, the highest good is what you need to seek. So you're looking for what is in your best interest. If it's in your best interest to tell this person how you feel, then do it. If it's in your best interest to kind of keep quiet and do the whole rest thing and let things happen naturally and go with the flow, then do it. You have free will. So So then the energy is journey, which is really interesting because this person is definitely on a journey and there's a conclusion to that journey, which I was just looking for all the numbers here. Okay, so you had 3 of the cards were major arcana. We have 2, 2. So 22 might be important to some of you. So for some of these people, I mean, this is what's happening right now. That was the no, that was kind of that situation, is the journey that they're taking and they're supposed to be taking it. And the clarity card is the reverse Hierophant. And the reverse Hierophant is about problems with authority or with society. So for some of you, this person doesn't really want a classic relationship, as in, okay, this is one man, one woman, heterosexual, this is monogamy. You know, they want something different. They want a relationship that is not perceived as normal, and you'll have to determine if that's what you want to be a part of. All right. Well, I would love to hear what's going on with your relationship, or if they're with someone else, or how that goes. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. And if you need a reading that's more specific to your, particular situation, be sure to check out Etsy and get that reading for yourself. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the third group, and the third group is with the gold square. This is your lover's or love interest secret thoughts about you. So we're going to put the oracle cards over there and then come back to them so we have more room. So this is, do they have a fantasy? Are you the fantasy? Secret 1, secret 2, and secret 3. And then we'll go ahead and I will pull a clarity card on that first one. Oh, it just popped right out. They got something to tell you. Okay, so let's get this going. It's the second card. Ooh, wow. These are just popping right up, you guys. Oh, wow, that just came right. All right, let's see what else. Okay. So, question number 1, and this is whenever there's 2, it shows that there's the energy of 2 separate groups, because this is a group reading, so you might belong in one of these piles, maybe even both, but that's usually unlikely. Boy, they're skipping. Got a lot to say here. Give me 1 second. I always like pulling the clarity cards when they zoom in so that we don't miss out on any of them. Okay. Do they have a fantasy? Maybe. Teachers are coming into your life. They may be young or old. You can learn from anyone when you are humble. So usually maybes mean that, especially with the yes or no maybe oracle, it means that the answer doesn't exist yet. So sorry, I really needed a drink of water. Okay. So that means the answer doesn't exist yet. So what this means is, like, you're kind of wishy-washy in it, or they are wishy-washy in it. So they sometimes have a fantasy, but then like, oh no, that's too good to be true. So let's see what fantasy things are pulling up. So we have the 9 of Wands, and where are we landing? Okay. So we have the 9 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands is about persistence and boundaries. And then this other one is the 10 of Pentacles. And the 10 of Pentacles is about like a legacy, completing and having people be able to say, oh, they did this. It points back to you. So the way this relates to, do they have a fantasy? For some people, or for some of you, the fantasy is they want to have like a forever life with you. They want to create something where there's a heritage and a legacy. And then for some of you, with it being the 9 of Wands, they see you as their fantasy is that they get to push your boundaries. It may be that they, you say, "Oh, I feel this way," and they want to test you. They want to see, "Oh, well, they say they don't want a marriage, so I'm going to see if they want one," or "I'm going to push for this, I'm going to push for that." So for some of you, their fantasies are that they want a committed lifetime relationship with you, and then some of them they're like, "I just want to see how far I can push things and what I can get." So you need to know which group you are in. The second card, are you the fantasy? Yes, the world needs you. Don't worry, you are fulfilling your goals. All is well. And the clarity card on that came up as the Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles is about, a body of work, and it's kind of goes back to this, Ten of Pentacles. The majority of you want a lifelong committed relationship with them, and you want that to be the fantasy. And then for some of them that is what the fantasy is, and some of them they're still in a formation part of what they really want. So then secret number 1 is pulling up as the World. So that means it's like completing a life goal or a life lesson. It is, the idea that this person is really saying, you know, they want a relationship with you. For the majority of you, it's a very small group that the person is just kind of playing around. Ooh, wow. So that pulled up as the reverse Queen of Pentacles on that, and the reverse Queen of Pentacles is a greedy woman, or a greedy, like, feminine energy, saying, I want things to go my way, and if they're not going my way, it's my way or the highway. So for some of you, there's a feminine energy involved in this connection that's kind of being selfish. And that's one of the things that, for some of them, that's actually a turn on. That's what they enjoy. Some of them, the secret is they're looking for the world. They're looking for a cycle to be completed. I feel like for the majority of you, the person who you're asking about is older than you. And so they've been through different relationships. And so they're kind of ready to settle down. Secret number 2, yeah, see the Sun. They're looking for happiness. They're looking for things to be completed. They've hit a point in their life, because this is number 19 in the Rider-Waite, and this is 21 in the Rider-Waite. Some of you want to know about that Ten of Pentacles. It came up as the Ace of Cups. So you have the opportunity for this to be a romance for this group here. This person wants a romance, but you haven't decided if it's too good to be true yet. You're not really committed to any part of it, so they're not offering you back any kind of vibration. So secret number 3 is the Ace of Swords. So that's the second ace that you have. So the Ace of Swords is about mental clarity and finding their exact thing that they want. This could also be a secret that they really like kinky sex. I feel like for some of them that is the case. But they want, for the majority of you, I would say like 90% of you, they want the reality of a relationship with you. And then for a very small, like the other 10%, it's just that they're kind of playing with you. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the oracle cards and that clarifier here. So we have the Moonology, Universe Has Your Back, and the Energy card, and then that's the tarot card that pulled up as a clarity. So the Moonology card says, confidence is your key to success. So if you are listening to this and you're like, okay, well, there's 2 groups, she said, and there's 10% and the 90%, you have to be confidently in the 90% to get what you want. You can't be wishy-washy. And the Universe Has Your Back card says, in any moment I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. So, finding your center of balance will really help you be able to see the love that this person is wanting to offer for the large majority of you. Then the Energy card is pulling up as the Sun. Oh my God, that's so cool. Guys, look. Got the Sun twice. That's awesome. There's a lot of happiness with this person, just already, naturally, with what you already have. And so the Sun is really important because the happiness is there. And I feel like for some of you, feeling confident in that happiness and knowing that it is, you know, offered to you and that's exactly what they want to give you is a really good thing for you. So then this is the clarity that they wanted, was the Devil. And this card is the Three of Cups. So the Devil card is about addictions and greed and being really self-centered for some of them. And then the Three of Cups is about friendship and celebration and a circle of support. You have to really, really pay attention to which group you're in. You have to, but here's the great part. You get to put yourself in the group. Ooh, some of you got that. You get, life is happening for you, not to you. You're not assigned to either of these. You have free will. You get to choose what you want. So that's a very important lesson for a lot of you, is that you can't look at these cards. These cards are not doing anything. They are only reading the energy of the vast majority of the people watching. And the vast majority is very happy. All right, well, I enjoyed reading that for you. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to all the wonderful things you can do on YouTube. And don't forget that if this is very specific and your situation just didn't fit any of those piles, you can go to Etsy and get a personalized reading. And we'll go ahead and find out what is in the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? And we're going to open this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And it was the blue, the blue car. All right, well, thank you so much for letting me read for you, and I look forward to reading for you again.